Champions again, ole ole. Champions again, ole ole.
Fucking singing does my nothing.
Champions
I'm so
again.
like not cultured into that side of it. I'm like, even when I go to, I sing a couple United songs, but I let them all
Champions
sing.
again. Lost my phone, oh well, oh well.
Yes, people, welcome back to Never a Foul. It's a pre-record again, straight after the Manchester derby. I'm here in my Dutch shirt, but I'm not singing in my Dutch shirt. It's Manchester United 0, Man City 3. They've come and done a job on us, made it a training pitch yet again, something I'm getting used to. But I'm here to talk about the game with Daps, Manchester City fan as always. Guys, please make sure you like the video. Please make sure you subscribe. Let us know your comments as well. There's going to be a few things we're going to be definitely talking about and diving into. So let us know whatever topic you want to talk on or whatever. We'll go through the comments and we'll respond to you. Daps, first of all, I'm a man. Congratulations. Deserved win today. Done your job. Professional. The men turned up, man.
I didn't speak too much before the game.
Nah.
Probably because I said, I don't know why. I shouldn't be worried. I can't see how Man United win this. But it's a derby. And, you know, after the Arsenal game, after last season when we played Liverpool at Anfield when they weren't in form, I'm not going to say too much. Forget the result for a second. I was very happy with the performance. Today I saw the performance of Manchester City, the performance of the European champions, the performance
and
of
do you feel like you haven't had that yet so far this season? You feel it was one of your better performances this season?
There's been signs, but today I saw the old City. This felt very similar to the 2-0 a couple of seasons ago.
Yes.
Completely dominant. And do you know what? We're really going to get into it. And first half performance was good. Second half performance was back to our best.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually.
It was just complete. Once we get going, reminder, today was a reminder to everyone, of what is to come when Manchester City start cooking.
Get going. And you had the players back, which we'll dive into, like Jack Grealish back on the pitch as well. Phil Foden contributing, if you know, the Manchester derby. I thought the first half was quite interesting because I like that you said that your second half was better than your first half.
Absolutely.
You were still better in the first half, but United, like, as a Man United fan, I didn't see us winning the game. I agree with you, but I thought we'll have little sniffs and moments. We spoke about on the earlier show. I said, Man United, because we're the home team, all home teams, no matter who it is, will always get a few half chances or a few sniffs. Haaland got put through from a back pass from Phil Foden, didn't quite take the chance. We had a couple of other half chances where McTominay, the ball fell to him. Great save from Edison, even though it was straight at him. And it's just them little half chances that they're not like full chances, but if you want to win a big game when you're out of form, you haven't got the greatest team at the moment, you're not playing great football, they're the chances you have to bury, and we didn't bury them.
And you didn't, and you're right, you did have a couple of chances towards the end of the first half.
Towards the end.
You started the game well. You started the game
minutes,
okay. But then City grew into it. But this is the thing. You can start a game well. You can press well for the first 10, 15 minutes. I've seen you lot press well for the first 10, 15 minutes before, and it just drop off. But I do have to say a big shout out to Edison for that save. Now, it was hit close to him. But if you imagine, I think at that point, I don't think he'd had to make a save, right?
Reaction time. He's out his line as well.
Very important, and that is where I think Edison is growing. And well, to be fair, he's always been good at it because he's a goalkeeper that maybe has large chunks of games where he isn't tested, but it's keeping switched on. And that was just before half time. It would have been a different game. So a big shout to Edison for that.
And it's the same way as well because Haaland had the big header just before the half-time whistle, and Onana springs across his line.
Yeah, that
makes
a great save.
Well, actually, if anything, out of like sort of the whole game, Onana actually had one of his better performances in the Man United shirt. But it goes to show a lot. That obviously, your keeper's had one of his better performances, but he kind of needed it today. But I thought that was a very good game, very good save. But if Haaland had buried that just before half-time, I was already thinking the game was over. The game was over then, though.
Yeah, that save was scored at 2-0. I mean, look, should Haaland have done better with it?
Yeah, I agree.
But still, that was a good save. I also actually think the other Haaland chance in the first half, where Haaland went in with his feet, where maybe he should have gone with his header.
Cleared it.
But yeah, Maguire cleared it, but away from the Maguire clearance, Onana getting a hand in it as well was big. That was a good save as well. I think Onana was good. I even think he was quite good with his feet. I think he was showing a lot of the signs of why you've bought him. So I think Onana was good.
And maybe that's because he had played you lot in the Champions League final. he kind of knew the way you lot play already.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then he was allowed to be a bit more comfortable because I saw him coming out of his box a bit more and stuff like that. But he doesn't do that in other games. But overall, it was just one of them first halves where you definitely deserved to be ahead. You could have been 2-0 ahead. And if we had scored our half chances, like you said, the second half would have been a different game. But let's go into the second half because...
Well, just on the first half, because I do think... I'm glad you said that it was deserved, because although we were better in the second half, we still deserved to be... Deserved to be one up at least. First half, I think Bernardo and Grealish first half. For me, I think in the first half, I think Grealish might have been better than Bernardo in the first half. I thought Grealish was really, really good. Grealish shot a few times there.
Yeah, he did. Because he kept confusing the defenders. They didn't know whether to stick with him sometimes or then carry on with the overlap of Guardiola. And I think this is the perfect way to go into the second half because obviously the first part of the second half, let's go through it. Eric Ten Hag makes...
No. We need to go back. I think one of the key turning points in the first... There was two key turning points in the first half. First one was the penalty. We need to talk on that.
Yeah.
For me... Well, let me ask you. Was it a penalty?
Penalty for me. I think the easiest way I say it's a penalty is that if that happened to us, I'm still complaining for a penalty. And also, it's just not the consistency from VAR. In short, it's a penalty. Do they get given every week? No. But today it went against us and it's a penalty.
Yeah. See, I agree with you. And I said this in a group chat. For me, it was a penalty. That's why it was given. But I do agree with you that I've got this thing on corners that there's so much pushing and shoving on corners. I don't... Like, they even need to say on corners, do you know what?
Yeah.
It's allowed.
Because yours came from a free kick, didn't it? It was a whipped free kick. Yeah, whipped free kick, but still kind of similar. Yeah.
But often they don't get given things like that. But they should be. Because we always say, well, by the letter of the law. So by the letter of the law, that was a penalty. So that was the first, obviously, key turning point.
Yep.
The second one for me...
I'm intrigued to see what you say here, yeah.
I know Ten Hag said that the substitution he made at half-time was because he wanted to be offensive.
Yep.
I also think that Amrabat had committed one or two fouls before the yellow, right? And then the way that yellow came, and him and Foden both got yellows, right?
Yeah.
I think they probably both got yellows for them both putting their head together.
Yep.
But, what's his name? Amrabat's reaction was to... He fouled Foden. Foden looked angry. Amrabat got up and lost his head a bit.
I thought Amrabat lost his head.
Yeah, and I think...
Foden was walking away.
I think Ten Hag was probably looking at that and thinking, like, they both got yellows, but if City lose Foden, is that going to have the same impact as if Amrabat...
Gets a red or something in the second half?
And I think he kind of thought... So, and I think that was a massive... Because it led to the substitution.
Yep.
And that substitution... And this is where Ten Hag...
This is it.
Look... Managers make big decisions, and big decisions define managers, right? If you get it right, if Mount came on, changed the game, and you got a point, you got 3 points, we would be here now singing Ten Hag's praise. It didn't work out. Mount came on, get seeing Mount at all in the second half. The fact that Amrabat's gone off, someone should have been covering that hole. Right?
Yeah.
And in the second half, there was gaping holes in the middle of the park. First half, it was all down the wing. Second half, it was wherever the hell we wanted to.
Yeah, it was. Do you know what? Sitting as a Man United fan and seeing that change at half-time, my first initial reaction was we should have waited to make the sub. I thought the way we finished the first half, not that we were on top, but we had a couple of attacks, crosses were coming in, the crowd were getting back into it. I thought, right, keep it tight and keep it the same for the first 10, 15 minutes of the second half and see how it goes. For me, tactically, Ten Hag got it wrong with that because you take off Amrabat, the only sort of midfielder who can take the ball from deep and sort of be physical as well in that aspect because Casemiro weren't there. So take him off. McTominay, we all know McTominay. Yes, he scored a couple goals recently, but as a footballer, using his brain and having to get him to try and control the ball and take it off the back four, he can't do it. It's simple as that. He can't do it. So then we put Eriksen in there with McTominay, so we lose the balance in midfield. Bruno stays out wide on the right, and then you got Mount in midfield to try and press. For me, it was wrong straight
None of it
away.
happened.
No control. No. None of it happened. The players looked lost out there, and it went back to what we've seen at the start of the season. For example, already we know that a Mount and Bruno midfield hasn't really worked. You've got McTominay, who's only playing off the back of scoring a couple of goals, and then you've got Eriksen, who, yes, has been a very good impact off the bench. However, we then left him on for 90 minutes when, you're playing 90 minutes against the best team in the world when you haven't done that all season.
With a lot of ball
I just thought there was a lot of things not right with Manchester United, and it showed in that second half because I thought the performance level dropped off. Ten Hag has already come out after the game and said, you know what? I hold my hands up. I shouldn't have made the sub that early. I was just listening to it when he drove in. Yeah.
He didn't say that on Sky.
No, he didn't. Yeah, so he's actually come out and said that, I've...
Because on Sky, he was going the other way, saying, no, it was the right change.
Yeah. So, no, he said at the time he thought it was the right change. but he's reflected now and said,
Right,
what, I
okay.
shouldn't have done that. And I like that he's held his hands up because I thought our performance dropped off. But again, like, I'm not going to go away from the fact that we've been poor all season and this result was coming. I thought it was coming. The bottom line is this. Eric Ten Hag, I am still with you as manager of this football club, but you are losing some fans. And once you lose the fans, there is no coming back. And this is the thing, at the moment, -5 goal difference. We've lost 5 out of our first 10 games.
Haaland has scored as many goals as your whole team. Haaland's having a bad season, apparently.
Exactly. Our home form has dropped off. Players are not performing. Players are getting injured, maybe getting overworked, overtrained. The ownership above, I don't even want to bring that into it, but that's a collective. That comes in as well.
That's right, Jim will fix it.
He won't. And the thing is, there's so many problems right now that Eric Ten Hag is actually losing some of the fans. And I think you need to get us back on side quick or give us something tangible or be connected with. And this is my problem. Eric Ten Hag right now is not giving us anything as fans to be tangible or connected with. He's not really picking the right team. His subs are being questioned. You've got Rafael Varane being left out, for example, today, and we're not picking up points and we're losing games. For me, he needs to change something quick because Daps, once you lose the fan base, there is no coming back.
Well,
and today, he lost some of the fans.
So I think, firstly, last season, you didn't see the performances you wanted to see, but you saw results. Like, at the moment, you're not seeing results, you're not seeing performances. You're right about losing the fans, 100%.
Yeah, that's the last thing
But you know what I'm looking at today and thinking? He's already lost quite a few players, bro. We've heard rumours.
Can I ask you a question and just flip it, or have the players lost some of him? Because I think it works both ways. I think some of the players he's relying on too much. Marcus Rashford saw 90 minutes today, stunk. Bruno Fernandes,
he came off 85th.
85th. Okay. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes again, poor. Mason Mount, his big money signing, poor when he came on. Like, when you actually look at it, yes, I feel some of the players have given up, but I feel like Ten Hag might slowly start giving up on some of these players. He's been too loyal.
Yeah, he has been too loyal. I saw something earlier. 8 of your players have played in the area division at some point, and I didn't realise it was that many. Yeah, 8 of them. I didn't know that. Right. But I just think, I mean, if we won't go through all your plays, but Mount, Mount, like I said, second half came on. I didn't see him.
Deer in headlights.
Didn't see him.
Yeah.
Right.
I hope that's the right.
I think when you brought on, in fact, so one of his ex-players who now plays for your club, who he brought in, Sancho doesn't get a look in because he wanted Anthony, right? Did you see the camera go on Anthony when he decided to bring Garnacho on?
Shaking his head.
Right, and you know what? Any player, but for me, if your club is losing and you think you can impact the game, right, and your manager decides to bring someone else on, be pissed off.
Yeah.
I would want my players to be pissed off. However, I would not want my players that I have shown so much loyalty, which he has, Anthony.
Yeah, he has.
Be pictured shaking his head at one of my decisions, right?
The cameraman done well there.
Right.
Perfect
so
timing.
if Anthony is starting to be like that towards him, what are other players being like? And then the other person I want to really speak on today is, you know what? It's Bruno Fernandes, because at times I've said I think some Man United fans give him a hard time. Right. I get it now. I get it. He is your club captain, right? He was moaning from the 5th minute. All he was looking to do is moan and moan and moan. That's not someone you want round as a captain. And
then not even that. On top of that,
nothing. He was your worst player.
On top of that, Anthony comes on and he starts booting Doku. By the way, that's a red card for me. I know it's not given because maybe the score's 3-0 and stuff
like that. Anger issues there, very clearly.
Anger issues, yep, very clearly. Booting Doku, I thought that was a red card, and that's me as a Man United fan. And then you've got Bruno Fernandes. He got booked later on a few minutes
doing
after.
The same thing.
But he was doing the same thing, but he didn't just do it once. He got caught. He tried nibbling stones.
The
stones kind of clocked him and got him.
Right, so for me, there's that one.
There's a few that Bruno Fernandes is captain, but he loses this. He's not calm.
Also, in about 3 minutes before the Stones incident, I don't know if you saw, I can't remember who it was, might have been Rodri or someone in City or Bernardo were driving with the ball through the middle, and Bruno came flying in with a sliding tackle and completely missed him.
He missed him.
It was so wild and erratic. And it was like,
3 or 4
you're lucky that you didn't catch it, because you could have gone for that.
Yeah.
And then a few minutes later, and as a captain, honestly, what did I see him do? I saw him try and do a back heel and lose the ball. And you know what? Yeah, maybe there is an element of he's not good on the right.
I told you already. He can't play on the right either,
He can't play on the right. He just offered nothing today. But as a captain, for me, that performance is... I'm looking... Right, I remember against Sheffield United, Walker, I think, went for a tackle and he stayed, like... He did something and he stayed off the pitch, and that's when Sheffield United scored while he was on the pitch, off the pitch, sulking. And straight away after the game, I was like, I'm not happy with that. As a captain,
Mm.
you get up and you get back on the pitch. You don't sit moaning on the side. And
Mm.
all I saw from your captain today, and the key, do you know what? In the 70th minute, I get it. In the 5th minute, moaning, that's not a good example.
Yeah,
and I
this
think
is
he
the
was really
thing.
bad. And, you know, I've got to single out for City. Once we got that second goal, well, to be fair, the whole of the second half, every City player stepped up. The middle of the park, Alvarez, by the way, is really starting to become a controller of the game. He's getting very involved. Foden grew into the game in the second half. Bernardo Silva, what a player.
Yeah.
Haaland said he loves him. Pep said we love him. We love him. And it's just how good he is on the ball. You can see why Pep trusts him so much.
Yeah.
He'll pick up the ball in any position. He's turning, he's driving. He gets how to be a Pep Guardiola player.
He does. He does.
Like,
and
he just
do
gets
you know
it.
what, right? When you look at it, Bernardo Silva was potentially going to leave in the summer, and Pep
We've
even
been
said
saying that
today-
for like 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. 3 years, Barcelona and all them links. But Pep even said he's irreplaceable. I think you've got a player that came in from Monaco when he's under Mbappe and all them guys, you know, Benjamin Mendy, that sort of season. But the way he's come in and he's comfortable on the right-hand side, he's comfortable picking up the ball from deep, he's comfortable in central areas.
Comfortable on the left-hand side.
Yeah, this guy for me is just a brilliant footballer. I think what I love about him the most, and this is what a lot of players don't have, a lot of big games can get helter-skelter, you know, go 100 miles an hour, this and that. Bernardo Silva is the type of player where you can say, do you know what, play the game at your tempo.
Yep.
He can either speed it up and inject it. You can slow it down, keep the ball, play little 1-2 passes, come back and get the ball off the centre-back. He was everywhere today, and I'm going to include him. For me, Gvardiol and Grealish.
Yeah,
And for me,
Gvardiol was
that is City's left-hand side. I thought Gvardiol was very good up against Bruno and also broke and used the space that Bruno left when he was trying to press high up. I thought he got into that space. Grealish, again, big game player, retaining the ball, making space for others, you know, cutting in, having a few shots, going down on the left, linking up with Gvardiol, coming down the outside. I just felt like him, Bernardo Silva and Gvardiol, they just were all in sync. And I think when you need a big game and you need to sort of maybe, you know, have moments where Man United are going to have their little chances and stuff like that, you just stay composed. That whole left side was your outlet. And I thought it was very good. I'm not taking nothing away from Foden, got his goal, but I just feel like when I look at that left-hand side, it was just poetry in motion. I was like, I can't fault any of them today.
No. Do you know what?
And it's something to build on for you lot going forward.
Well, that's what I was going to say. There's always moments where, and I feel with City most seasons, because we have to remember, every season is different, right? Every season players' motivations can change. Every season we have players leave and we need to find, and teams start learning how to play against us, right? And there's always a time, usually between August and February, where Pep's learning. He's learning about the team. Now, today we learned down the left-hand side, and I've got to salute Pep because I want to see Gvardiol. I've been saying I wanted to see Gvardiol as one of our centre-backs.
Stones and Diaz are just rocks. They just get it.
Pep is spot on. He's spot on with Gvardiol being there. When Stones goes forward, Gvardiol can come in and sit next to Diaz. No problem.
Exactly.
But then Gvardiol, because he's young, because he's so comfortable on the ball, him going forward, sensational. And those three down the left-hand side were brilliant.
Yeah.
Just going back to Bernardo as well. Against Sheffield United, I saw Bruno popping up deep, left-hand side, trying to control the game. And today I saw Bernardo Silva doing a very similar thing. The difference is it works. He controls the game. Wherever he wants to go, he was controlling. He was controlling it. And even his assist for the Haaland header. A lot of players can
assist. Come down your left again.
Yep, and a lot of players can get to the byline, but then it's like, right, what do I do? He knew exactly what to do. Just hang it in the air. Haaland's going to get there, and it was one of those ones where
I've seen him score 3 goals like that. Yeah.
And Haaland didn't need to do much. It's literally the way Bernardo crossed that ball. All he had to do was get his head in the right position, and it's going to bounce off your head into the goal because the ball was just perfect.
100%.
So Bernardo was brilliant. I think Diaz and Stones both had solid performances when they were called into action.
Yeah.
I
thought
Haaland,
your team was just
yeah.
good.
To be honest with
you know what, Haaland, he done what he needed to do.
Yeah,
He made runs for other people, created space.
Got an
He got
assist.
2 goals, got an assist. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Clinical penalty as well. Sometimes a pressure moment, 0-0 in a derby. Like, you can see what it meant to him again, celebrating hard. He even said that in the interview. And then you get his second goal, which is a header. And I think what the good thing is about the header for me is when you're a striker, I know I play Sunday League. I used to play striker. But if you miss a chance, which is like quite a big chance, it's in your head a little bit. You want to score the next one. the fact that you get a same chance again, which is the same style, which is another header coming across, and you're like, I need to bury this one because I've already missed one. So I thought it was a very composed, calm performance. I even thought the timing of the subs, bringing on Doku, Kovacic, it just like you controlled it, you slowed it down, and you sort of stung Man United fans. We were walking out the crowd. You know, I just thought, to be honest, the way you played it from start to finish, and Pep managed the game, the players controlled it, knew when to speed it up, when not to. I just thought it was a very, very good professional performance from you. Like, that's why I have nothing bad to say.
It was very, like I said, I started off saying it was very similar to that similar professional performance where we beat you 2-0. Yeah. Just on Haaland quickly, because I still, even today, after scoring 2 in a Manchester derby, I still see people saying, yeah, but he had some chances and he missed them, right? Here's the thing, absolutely. Same last season. Haaland had chances he missed last season. And then they'll go to, yeah, but apart from the chances, what did he offer? Well, he got an assist. I saw him getting involved. Same against Leipzig. And in both of these games, you're spot on. This is what differentiates a striker that comes to the Premier League and breaks every single record from strikers that don't. That, he's missed chances, but then he goes and scores 2, right? Yeah. So, you know, whether it be Núñez, where people can go, yeah, but, you know, Núñez misses chances, but then misses chances. Haaland's missing chances, no problem. But he's then going and scoring. So that's ultimately it. It's the fact that it doesn't let it knock his confidence. He bounces back.
He's got the attitude of, you know, give me another chance. I've missed that one, but
give me another one. I'll be pissed off with myself. Give me another chance.
By the way, we know Núñez scored today and got an assist, so don't worry, Daps ain't coming.
Oh, no, listen, I'm a Núñez fan. I am a Núñez. I'm not a Núñez fan. I like Núñez.
If he starts scoring goals, he's another one that could be a really good goal scorer in the Premier League.
But I think the most important thing for a striker is, like you said, it's not about, he's missed a chance. Yeah, people miss chances. Yep. It's being able to bounce back in the same game and score 2 after missing them. That's a big deal.
Yeah, you know, it's true. And I think, obviously, like we said, people, make sure you are liking this video. Make sure you are subscribing as well. So, a couple of things to...
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
So, in the build-up to this game, you were saying that if you were to get a result today, if you were to get a win today, that could be Ten Hag's biggest win for Manchester United. So, and I actually did say at the time that, but it would it not potentially be kind of wallpapering over tactics, right? Today, you didn't get a win. He made tactical errors again. Could this be one of his 3 biggest losses since he's been at Manchester United? I mean, we're going to put the 7-0 there.
Yeah, and you got to put the one where you got beat by you 6-1.
6-3.
6-3, sorry. I think that one was definitely a big loss. This is definitely in the top 5 for me, because I think no matter what, when you do a Manchester derby, timing of it, tactics, being at Old Trafford as well, you've made signings this summer and you've been backed. You know, it's a poor defeat. For me, there's no excuses from this. And this is why Ten Hag has to react quickly. We've got Wednesday Carabao Cup against Newcastle. If we go out of that, that's a torrid week. Going out of the Cup, we won last year, and losing to the derby, our derby rivals. At the end of the day, Ten Hag needs to give us something to be attached with. And right now, the fans are falling apart on this. And that's, for me, where it becomes a big problem.
Not just Old Trafford.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Old Trafford leaking, and you got fans losing trust in him. And if he loses the fans' trust, it's done. It's game over. Today, I look at it, and I have seen some fans say they want Ten Hag out. I'm still going to say, I don't want to scream on here, I'm Ten Haging, because I think that's the wrong term to use. I'm still backing the manager, and I'm still going to give him time to show me something, because we're still 10 games in. But obviously, the record ain't pretty, Daps. You know, losing 5 out of 10, losing your home games already. Villa have got a 7-point gap on us already. We've got Newcastle next. I go into Fulham, you know, next weekend, and then we've got Luton, and then we've got Everton after that. Their games on paper, you should say that we could win. But the way we're performing right now, I could never look at you and say, no,
Everton just beat West Ham today.
Yeah, exactly. For Bill Kenwright, big up them as well. But I could never look at you in the eye and say, yeah, we're going to get 9 points from 9. The big problem for me is, you know, what are we seeing from Manchester United every week? We're going to turn up. It's going to be a bit of individual brilliance. You've got Marcus Rashford, he's not playing well and low on confidence, but he's still getting game time. That's a big issue for me right there.
Individual brilliance when?
No, I said we rely on individual brilliance.
Yeah, but you're not seeing it now.
Diogo Dalot last week, for example, beating Sheffield United, whips it from 30 yards. He don't do that, but that gets us 3 points.
But today, there was none.
There was none today. You got Ten Hag coming out in press conferences saying, you know, Marcus Rashford, what's the best way to get out, like get your best out of him? And it's like, I'll carry on playing him. I'll give him 85 minutes. I'll carry on playing him and he'll get himself back into form. Well, no, because you've got players like Garnacho. You've got players like Sancho, for example. Sancho's at home because apparently he doesn't make enough effort. Then you've got Manchester United on the pitch today that are not even making enough effort. Some of them tried, but there's other players out there that are not making enough effort. So what's the difference? Oh, because Sancho don't make enough effort, or you have a personal agenda against him. But because these players have dug out of a hole before, they've scored a few goals in the past, they've got credit in the bank. No, I don't care. Sancho should be back in this squad and playing games this week.
And so the other thing is that pillow over there, that cushion over there.
Yeah,
you know it is.
Yeah,
he's been good against us.
Yeah,
right? He has been good against
Martial,
us. And today,
take the piss.
Him and Anthony being brought on in the 85th minute, and the funny thing is, he was in Martial's ear, like trying to give him instructions. And it's like, bro, you were 2 or 3-0 down. Right? I think 2 at that point. What instructions are you possibly giving him? And the look on his face looked like it's raining, bro. I don't want to be going on this pitch 2-0 down, let alone you in my ear trying to tell me how I'm going to change this game with 5 minutes. I think he was warming up before, probably in about the 70th minute.
When Haaland came off, when it should be Haaland for Martial, striker for a striker. You're chasing the game.
100%. The minute you brought Haaland off, I just thought, this is weird. I don't get why you're bringing off... And look, yes, Haaland, he committed the foul for the penalty. But apart from that, I think he wasn't bad.
Right. Yeah, he had that half chance where he ran through, but he didn't quite take it. It's just one of them ones where right now, Man United fans are proper getting torn. There's a divide among the fans now again. There is a divide among the board. The players are not fully buying into Ten Hag, or Ten Hag's not fully buying into some of the players. I don't feel like some of them are happy. And I'm even hearing that they're being overworked. There's one big thing that I'm going to take away. Pep actually got asked in a question, what do you do when you're playing loads of games midweek and weekend? He says, I do no physical work. We do ball work with the players. Ten Hag, opposite. He does a lot of running work, a lot of stuff like that. Varane coming back injured. Reguilon's already a doubt already. Like, I think he's working these players too hard. Back end of last season, we even said it. He played the same 11 constantly. We started looking tired towards the end of the season. You go to America for pre-season. You're traveling from LA to San Diego to New York to Miami. It's taken its toll on the players. And I'm not making an excuse for the players, but I do think he's overworking them and demanding too much. And it's just one big car crash at the moment. Do you think between now and Christmas, Ten Hag will still be in the job as a neutral Daps?
Nah, not anymore. I think it's very relevant that you're playing Newcastle at home, because if you lose at home again, we'll
be out the cup, which we won.
We'll be out the cup. But I think if you lost away from home, there would be St James's Park. It's not in front of you lose to Newcastle United. You go out of the cup that you celebrated winning, right? Those fans are not going to be happy. They will boo. I'm telling you now. If you lose to Newcastle United, and at the moment, I'll be honest, off the back of that performance...
You can see it happening.
And the body language of players, what's Ten Hag going to do in the next 3 days, right, to make all those players believe and want to play for him, right? Because if they don't, I'm telling you now, Newcastle United, they want to win that Carabao Cup, bro. They want to win a cup, and they want to get revenge on you, right, in that same cup, right? They're coming there amped up, fired, playing for Eddie Howe, Are your boys going to be playing for your manager?
And do you know what? And I think it's a big, big question mark, because obviously I like to say as Man United fans, we want to win every game. We want to go out there and play for the manager. But it'll be a test to see if they are playing for the manager, because we are at home. We are playing the team that, beat us in the league last year after the Carabao Cup, because they're hurting so much. They want to come to Old Trafford and do a job. We need to not allow them to do a job, but also to beat Newcastle, you can't even be 60% or 50%.
Nah,
when you play Newcastle with their high energy, you've got to go out there and beat them. Yep, they beat you. Yep, you've got to go there and you've got to put in 100%. You've got to beat them physically. You've got to outrun them. So if you're beating Newcastle, then for me, it shows that you are backing the manager, because you have to work so hard. But we'll see on Wednesday. So it's one of them ones. Of course, people, as you know, Manchester United have lost to Man City 3-0. The title race is tight at the moment. We're going to definitely do more pre-records on the title race. I think, obviously, we focused a bit on Man United's defeat today, and also credit to Man City and getting the job done. But the title race at the moment between Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City and Arsenal, I think there's only like 3 points between them, so it is hotting up. But Manchester United, fans watching right now, are you still backing this manager, or do you want Ten Hag gone? Because right now, this is where I can see the earthquake starting to rumble at Old Trafford. Guys, make sure you do like this video. Please make sure you subscribe as well, and we'll catch you very, very soon.
Manchester is blue.
It is for now.